Right, now I'm going to talk about technology. So if you're not interested in technology, then go and make a cup of tea.
Okay,
or a
bye.
cup of, no, so we have heating, lovely and warm. And in order to have heating in a place this big, you have to have control over it. So we had all of these thermostats installed onto our radiators. Certainly all of the ones downstairs, our bedroom, and the hallways upstairs. And they, well, I'll tell you who makes them. They're made by a company called Sonoff, Sonoff. And I did a lot of research on these, and there are loads of these types of things available on the market. And for the money, they're comparatively cheap. I went for these. And so let me explain how they work, right? So they don't use Wi-Fi. They use a sort of variation, a different kind of Wi-Fi. And it tends to come under quite a few different names. So one is Zigbee, another one is Matter. I think they all work together. I'm not 100% sure. However, Zigbee tends to be the most used, I think. I think it might be being overtaken by Matter. But anyway, you need to look for version 3.0 on, that's the latest version. So these all work on Zigbee, and they are controlled remotely by an app on your telephone. I know, 21st century in a 19th century chateau. But, you know, that's good, right? There was a point a couple of years ago when we threw caution to the wind and we turned the heating on in this place, and we ran out of fuel really quickly, and we worked out that it was costing us about 100 and a bit euros per day. So now we've worked it out. We've had this running not for very long, but it's worked out at about, was it 150 euros a week?
I think so, yeah.
Something like that, wasn't it? Which hardly affordable, but it's a lot better than 100 euros a day anyway. So there you go. And then you push on that and it lights up and it tells you what the temperature is in the room currently. And I found them actually just absolutely fantastic. So now I'm going to show you the other bit, which is in the vestibule, or otherwise known as the hallway. Here, this bit we've got in the vestibule, interrupting Mimi's snooze there. Sorry, Mimi, do apologize. So this incredibly elegant setup here, as you can see. This is another bit made by Sonoff. It's called a bridge. So think of it like your sort of Wi-Fi router, I suppose. So this is where everything comes in, everything connects to this. And this is really like your main controller. It's not going to be like this forever, right? But the problem with this, of course, is that it is only powered, or seems to be only powered by a USB connector, which is extremely annoying. But we'll find an answer to that. So you really need that to sort of, I guess, to be sort of centralized in your house, really, because you need to think of it as being the place that everything else has to connect to. Now, because the chateau is quite big, you have to go out and you have to buy a few of these. So these are like little repeaters. I'll show you in a minute upstairs. And they are actually designed to go behind light switches. So you just don't have to see them. But they're powered, they're on all the time. And so in effect, what they're doing is they're taking the signal, repeating the signal so that you can remain connected to this bridge. And so now I'm going to show you the phenomenally elegant solution that I found, which I'm sure you'll all be incredibly impressed by. So this is on the landing on the first floor. And I'm going to show you this really beautifully elegant. Now you've got to keep in mind, right, that everything is works, progressing works, right? So Okay, all right, I give in. So here it is.
Masterpiece.
So this is the little box.
Beautiful.
There we go. Look at that, hey? And so in order for the thermostats to work on the radiators upstairs, I have to have a point upstairs that are connected to the bridge that I just showed you down there. So this one is acting as sort of like the connection to the first floor. I can see Claire is about to fall asleep. And however, there you go. So this is temporary. And when we do the electrics and the light switches up here, this little tiny little box here will reside behind the new light switches. So now I'm going to show you here. So this is our hallway in the, Margot, come back. So we've got another one here, like that, which is connected, which is actually set very low because the hallway doesn't need to be very warm. And then if you follow me down here, past the temporary art exhibition. Thank you, Margot. Yep. And then we have another fabulously elegant setup here with another little box. There we go. Which will control our thermostat, which is in our bedroom, which is in here, and controls the thermostat in our bathroom, which is here. So I have to buy a few more of these wonderful little magic boxes. I have to put one in the southern hallway, which will cover all the bedrooms in the southern wing, and I have to buy another one for downstairs at the end of the chateau in near the TV room, and another one for downstairs in the kitchen to be. And then we will be fully covered for Zigbee. Ha! Didn't think I'd ever hear myself say something like that, ever. But there you go. Fully covered for Zigbee. And the company that make these, and they're not paying me, they're not giving me anything yet, are called Sonoff. And you can find their website. I think it's just sonoff.com, sonoff.com. And they have so many wonderful little sort of like toys. I call them toys. But what's great about them is that the vast majority of their products are minute. So it means that you don't have to see all this technology. I love 21st century technology. I just don't want to see it. I just want it to work behind the scenes. And I get the impression that this is what it's going to do when I can install it elegantly, which I shall at some point. Now that I've been ranting on about these, I only really sort of like gave you half the story. This is how the thermostatic head arrives in this box. I'll show you inside. So again, the make is a company called Sonoff. I just like to say, we're not being paid or anything. We haven't had anything free from them. I don't know. When I come across things that I think are really good, I think it's good to share. So here it is. So that's the thermostatic head. Really, really straightforward, really. So if you want to make it work, you just put 3 AA size batteries in there, and then affix it to your radiator. Now it comes with this fantastic sort of panoply of different adapters, which they claim, and I have no reason to disbelieve them, will allow you to fix it to pretty much any radiator around the world. It has with us, so we have different fixings upstairs to the new ones that we had put in downstairs, and they all work. So basically you would fix this to your valve, your radiator, and then, that way around, and then screw that on top. There you go. So, and the other thing were the tiny little boxes, which come in tiny little boxes. And the one that I bought requires a neutral wire to work, and which we will have behind our switches. So this is called a ZBMINI Extreme, and the code, I guess, the thing to search for is ZBMINI R for Romeo 2. And like I said, they're really very, very, everything they do is very well priced. I think these are just over, I think they're about 25 euros each. So for us, when you start talking about the number of radiators we have in this place, we go with those. Very, very well priced and nicely designed and really actually very simple to set up. So there you go.